Relax. Everybody is here to party.
Greetings and welcome, fellow barium inimists, fluoroscopists, and cross-table lateralists. I am your host, and I am not a radiology technician. Nope, I'm a technologist, and I've been in this field long enough to know that just because you came into my emergency room at 2 a.m. with a chronic back pain times 6 years does not mean the x-ray should be static. This is the Radiologic Technologist Podcast for RadTechs by RadTechs. Thanks for listening.
Hey, it's Ron Jones again. Thanks for checking in. I wanted to do a quick video. I got a text. No, sorry, I got an email. I'm trying to multitask here. Got an email I wanted to answer because the longer I take, before you know it, a week or two goes by. So I just wanted to hop on and answer a quick question about echosonography. I got an email today that said, Dr. Jones, I looked on your website in the search bar for a video with some detail on echosonography. I will be applying for an echosonography AAS program in May. That's an applied associate in science. I briefly heard you touch on it in one of your videos. Just wanted to know if you had any idea what type of shifts echo techs work. Work locations, hospital, doctor's office, what a decent rate of pay is out of the program, and any other info you can provide about echo. I realize your channel's for RadTechs by RadTechs, but I also heard you mention you're a sonographer. Thanks again, James. Yeah, so starting at the top. I touch on echo when I talk about being a sonographer and how my initial goals were to become an echosonographer, because I recognized early on that that's where the big money was. Probably the biggest money in radiology is in echosonography. I was working at a hospital called Mesa General in Mesa, Arizona, and even as a sonographer, we had a echosonographer. His name was Vasile. He was writing his own checks. I mean, that guy was making so much money, it was ridiculous. And I want to say he was in the 50s or something an hour. And this was 2005. But, you know, your pay is always going to depend on a lot of things. It's going to depend on if you're in a big hospital or a little hospital or a doctor's office, or, you know, if you're paid by a big organization versus one cardiologist, maybe you're working in his practice. And so pay changes a lot, but it is at the top of the pay scale as far as the world of radiology is concerned. And one of the reasons for that is because as you become a sonographer, you're already at a pretty good pay scale, but you subspecialize into echosonography, which for those that don't know, it's just ultrasound of the heart. And that being a subspecialty of sonography gets you a little bit more pay. And then you can actually subspecialize beyond that and be a pediatric echosonographer, which makes even more. And beyond that is a neonatal echosonographer, which is like God pay. And so anyway, I used to watch Vasile making this money, and he was really fast and he was really good. So anyway, he started to train me just a little bit, and then he left. And then I had another guy after that who started to train me just a little bit, and then he left. So I never could get, and I tried to get into the what was it called, Arizona Institute, Arizona Heart Institute in Phoenix. I tried to get in there, couldn't get in. It was very selective. And anyway, it's an exciting career. It's in high demand. There's not very many people that can do it. And you could do just echosonography all by itself, which it sounds like what James is going to do, or you can, you know, combine it. You can learn general ultrasound and vascular ultrasound and echo, and if you know all three, you can write your own ticket anywhere in the country. But let's answer your question specifically. It's the shifts echo techs work. So is there such thing as a stat echo? Yeah, just like there can be a stat nuke med exam. I mean, doctors order anything super stat. if you had a procedure done on your heart and they needed an echo done right away to find out if something was working or not, yes, that could be stat. So technically you could work any shift, but I mean for sure day shift 8 to 5. Um, Maybe a second shift till 8, 9 o'clock at night, depending on the size of the hospital. Very rarely do you work a shift overnight. Pretty much it's just on call after a certain time of day. You wouldn't I mean you wouldn't if you're the boss, would you want to pay somebody making 60, 70 bucks an hour to sit around all night if all they knew how to do was echo? Now if you knew how to do general ultrasound and vascular, there might be enough work at a big hospital to keep that person busy overnight, but for the most part, echo techs only work the day shift, and then they take call everywhere else. And they typically don't work the weekends either. They're on call all weekend, which could be good and bad, right? Watch my videos on being on call. You can make bank being on call. Just want to know if you had any ideas on this. So that's the shift. Work locations. Yeah, you said a hospital and doctor's office. So hospitals have them. Cardiologist's office have them. Outpatient imaging centers don't. I mean, they can. If you had a doctor's order for an echo, you're probably going to get that done in the doctor's office. But if he refers you out, if there's an imaging center that has an echo sonographer, like what they might do is just contract with an echo tech 1 day a week and just schedule all the echoes on Monday and just have you come to the office on Monday, because it's probably few and far between. For the most part, it's in the hospitals and the cardiology offices. What's a decent rate of pay? It's all over the board, but I wouldn't take at this point probably not any less than, I don't know, 45 an hour or something like that. Again, so many factors in there. You can, I always say, you can call the HR department of the hospital you're considering and just say, what's the range of an echo sonographer? They should be willing to give you the range. They won't tell you the specifics. They won't even, if you say, fresh out of school, what's it pay? Or 2 years experience, what's it pay? They won't give you any specifics, but you should be able to ask for a range and find that out. Any other info you can find about echo? Yeah, it shouldn't be too long of a program. I mean, maybe a year, maybe less, maybe a little bit more. I mean, there's a lot to learn. So the thing about echo, like compared to general sonography, I went to most general sonography programs are 2 years. I went to a 2-year program, and you learn just about every part of the body, from thyroid to, everything. And generally even including vascular nowadays. You didn't used to get vascular in a general ultrasound program, but you do now. And they may even dabble a little bit on the heart, maybe for pericardial effusion or something simple. But as far as an echo tech program goes, you're only going to be looking at the heart, and the heart typically, I mean, at least when I was playing around with it, was about 50 to 60 images. Now, I've seen some echo sonographers who do nothing but cine loops. They'll take 20 or 30 cine loops, which to me is kind of cheating, but maybe not. Cine loop means they basically flip on like a movie recorder. They put the probe in a certain place, they flip it on for capture movie type thing, and let it run for maybe 5 seconds. And so it shows everything in this movie, and then they save it, and they may label that a certain view or a certain window, and then they capture the next one. Typically, ultrasounds are mostly static images, one image, or if you're doing a Doppler, you can see color flow of the jets and things like that, ejection fractions, that kind of thing. But typically, an echo exam is about 50, 60 images of the heart, and it's from. There's if I can remember, there's like a substernal view that's kind of like above and down into the heart, and then there's a sternal notch. There's one from the let's see, subcostal be in the front, going angled up towards the heart, and then there's one from the side. I can't remember what it's called, but there's basically 3 or 4 different ways that you can angle the probe at the heart to get different views of the different chambers and things like that. So that's what you're learning is where to put the probe and how to angle it and how to measure things, how to use different tools to measure diameters and lengths and different things like that, Doppler. So it's exciting. It's in demand. You just don't need a lot of them. Typically, when you talk about different modalities like X-ray, for a 200-bed hospital, you got to have 50 X-ray techs. You got to have full-time, part-time, PRN. But then as you start looking at the other modalities, you don't need as many techs. And echo, full on cardiac hospital, I don't know, maybe 10 at the most, because you may put 3 or 4 on during the day to work 8 to 5, and then you got to have other people to cover when they're out sick. Maybe a couple part timers to pick up here and there for vacation. You just don't need a whole lot of them, but again, where you do your clinical rotations, hopefully you get your foot in the door, and that's, clinical rotations are always just really a big job interview. So I hope that kind of clears up some of your questions. If not, leave a comment on the video and I'll answer some more questions. I do say this channel is for rad techs by rad techs, but I mean radiology technologists in general. We're all radiology technologists. We may not all be radiographers, but for the most part, we're technologists in radiology. So rad tech can be a general term for everybody. I know sonographers that can consider themselves that sometimes, but typically they go by sonographer, or I even knew a couple that preferred ultrasonographer. But echo tech, echo sonographer, ultrasound tech, or whatever you want to call it, US tech. Lots of, they always just call us by our modality. Hey, somebody call X-ray, tell them they're needed in room 4, right? So, gotta run. Just wanted to answer that real quick. It's easier to do it this way than it is to try and type it all out. Plus, I'll get asked this again, so this way it's on the channel for anybody else that wants to know. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already, and hit subscribe so you can see when these kind of things pop up. And I've got details in the description if you want to see some of the other stuff going on. Don't forget our Facebook group's got over 4,000 members in it. Go sign up, and everybody that asks questions in there gets 10 to 20 to 30 answers. So Facebook group. There's even a LinkedIn group if you're big on LinkedIn. This YouTube channel, and I feel like I'm missing one. The blog, theradiologictechnologist.com. Hope that's been helpful, James. I'll send you an email with a link to this video so you can see that I answered it, and catch you later. Hey, sorry, Get Rich Jr. I just saw you're in the comment section. Yes, there is a place to easily find out. I have to remember, I did an article, like, I don't know, how to find a rad tech program in my area. I believe it's through the ASRT. Is it going? I believe it's through the ASRT website. Oh, there it goes. Rad Tech Week, burnout. Oh, am I going to be able to find it? Shoot. Let's see. Another way to look is through the site map. These are by topic. How to get accepted, how to pass the boards. At one point, I just stopped listing them all on here. I need to go in and update it. Oh, gosh. Hang in there. What did I call it? How to find a rad tech program. So maybe if I just do program. It's in there. You're just gonna have to look for it. I saw it just the other day when I was doing a video on something else. School reviews. Oh, dadgum. And I wonder if it was. Oh, I just saw it. You know what? I wonder if it was in the Facebook group. Well, I can't keep bouncing around. So, look for it either in the YouTube channel, and I think if you go here, you can search just in my channel. Wonder, look, do I need to know math? Study for biology, pass grades. Right there, how to find good rad tech schools in my area. Well, I don't want to edit it, but I can take this and I can jump over here and I can paste it for you. So that is going to discuss that for you. Anyway, check that video out. I believe. Oh, that's a great view right there. Looks like I'm about to sneeze. Yeah, my computer's running too slow to play too much, but I show you where to go to look that up. Arr. But I don't have time right now. Hope that helps you, bud. And thanks for stopping by. Don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. And catch you guys later.
I just realized everybody is here to party.
Greetings and welcome, fellow barium inimists, fluoroscopists, and cross-table lateralists. I am your host, and I am not a radiology technician. Nope, I'm a technologist, and I've been in this field long enough to know that just because you came into my emergency room at 2 a.m. with a chronic back pain times 6 years does not mean the x-ray should be stabbed. This is the Radiologic Technologist podcast for rad techs by rad techs. Thanks for listening.